James is forced to confront the creditors to save Nyi's biological parents. The tense negotiations last for hours. Just one small mistake. The whole family can fall into tragedy. Will James succeed and protect Nhi? After the arrest of the blackmailer, the James Diep family was at peace for a while. Nhi started to return to school with a bright smile. The whole family seemed to have found the simple happiness they had longed for. But one afternoon, when James had just returned from work, he suddenly saw two figures standing in front of the gate. They were Nyi's biological parents, but this time, they no longer had the same resentful look as before. The mother was thin, her face haggard, and the father was almost exhausted, carrying an old backpack on his shoulder. James paused. He felt both wary and pity. Diep opened the door and invited them in. The atmosphere in the living room was tense and suffocating. The mother spoke first, her voice hoarse. "We didn't come here to take Nhi back, but to ask for help. We're in big trouble." James sat up straight, his eyes serious. "What trouble?" The father bowed his head, his hands clenched. "The old creditors found out we returned to Vietnam. They are chasing us, threatening to harm the whole family. I have nowhere else to go. I just hope you can help me this once." Diep glanced at James, conflicted in her heart. Partly, she wanted to protect Nhi from the troubles related to the past. But when she saw the panic in their eyes, she felt sad. Meanwhile, Nhi stood quietly on the stairs, listening to the whole story. She walked down, her voice trembling. "If they hurt my biological parents, I won't be at peace. I don't want to lose them again." That moment made James silent. He looked at Diep, then nodded. "Okay, but first, you two have to be honest about everything. How much debt? Who are they?" Nyi's parents recounted the whole story, the huge debt from a failed business, the years of running away from home, and living a precarious life abroad. Now they want to start over, but fear retaliation. James decided to ask his friend in the law for help. A mediation was arranged between Nyi's parents and the creditors. Initially, the creditors were very aggressive, demanding a large sum of money. James negotiated. "You want money? I can help pay part of it, but on the condition that you sign a commitment to stop all threats." The negotiations lasted for many hours. Finally, with the help of lawyers and local police, an agreement was reached. Nyi's parents would gradually pay off the debt according to their ability, and James's family would provide some support so that they would have a chance to start their lives over again. When everything was over, the mother burst into tears, kneeling before James and Diep. "We owe you two a lifetime of gratitude. Thanks to you, we still have a chance to make amends with our daughter." Nhi hugged her biological mother, feeling relieved for the first time that everything was over. She turned to James and Diep. "I thank you, Mom and Dad, for not abandoning them." That night, the James Diep family sat on the porch, the cool breeze blowing. James said softly, "Today, we helped them, but we also helped Nhi. Her past has finally been resolved." Diep leaned her head on James's shoulder, smiling. "I believe that from now on, Nhi will truly live a complete childhood, without any more obsessions or fears." Nhi ran out, sat between the two, and held their hands. "I promise to study hard, become a good person, to be worthy of my parents' love." After everything about the debt was resolved, the James Diep family was truly able to live in peace. Nhi started to smile more, confidently went to school and gradually became one of the most diligent students in class. However, at school, there were still some friends who did not really accept Nhi. Once, a classmate whispered, "That girl was abandoned by her parents. She must not be very good at anything." Those unintentional words made Nyi's heart ache. That night, she sat quietly in her room, not as happy as usual. James realized that something was different about his daughter. He walked in and sat down next to her. "What's wrong?" NHI? NHI lowered her head and said softly, "They still call me the abandoned one. I hate that." James took his daughter's hand, his eyes determined. "You can't change the past, but you can prove that you are strong and worthy of respect. Do you dare to try?" NHI looked up, her eyes sparkling. "How can I try, Dad?" "With your own talent and effort. Show them who you are." A month later, Nyi's school organized a Young Talent and Speech contest. Diep encouraged her daughter to register, although NHI was initially worried. "What if you stand in front of many people and forget?" NHI worried. Diep hugged her daughter, smiling. "If you stumble, your parents will be the first to clap your hands to help you stand up." Every night James and Diep practice with NHI. James teaches NHI how to speak clearly. Diep helps her write an eloquent essay about the power of forgiveness. On the day of the exam, the hall was packed. When Nyi's name was called, the whole auditorium fell silent. NHI took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. Her voice was initially shaky. "Hello everyone, my name is NHI. I used to be a scared and lonely child, but thanks to my adoptive parents, I learned that forgiveness is not forgetting, but letting the heart be free." The whole audience fell silent. NHI told about her journey, from a shy child to daring to forgive her biological mother. "Daring to stand here today." At the end of the speech, she said clearly, "I am no longer ashamed of my past. I am proud of having the courage to move on." The applause was thunderous. Some of the students who had criticized NHI sat below with their heads down, feeling regretful. When the results were announced, NHI won first place. She held the small trophy, ran down to hug James and Diep. "I did it,